Good evening and welcome to Mortgage Coffee Talk. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a principal broker at Canada Express Mortgage Inc. Tonight, we're going to talk about know your client. It's a regulatory requirement when you are accepting an application for a client or borrower who wants to borrow money and they come to you to seek financial support to make sure your mortgage is processed properly. The law creates responsibility on the shoulder of mortgage brokerage, mortgage broker, or mortgage agent to ascertain information about your client who is seeking a mortgage financing for the home, which is normally the residential home. So the most important thing that come to us is really this person who has come to you qualify for the mortgage. And how would you know that unless you know your client? So basically, you discuss certain thing, and we're going to talk about that. Our Canada Express Mortgage Inc., I'm the principal broker, and we do that. We follow those guidelines. To know your client, first of all, you kind of create your budget. What are the wages that your client potentially received, or tips if he or she is collecting the money? And any interest income they have that you need to know, any dividend they receive from their corporation or investment, any gift they receive from the family or friends or whatever, and refunds or disbursement if they have incurred some investments or they are getting refunds. So you collect that information, and if you are transferring funds from one financing to another one and you have to bring funds to the saving, that means you invested money and you're transferring it to your saving or any other income. So basically you total budget your income. What is your total income? So you have a source of wage or tips or interest income, dividend, gift, or any fund reimbursement that you have made before, you are getting it back. This is your all income. It falls into income category. So then you creating the budget, you have to look at the home expense. So basically, as a mortgage agent or a broker, we are looking to assess you, get to know you more about you. So we have now idea what type of source of income you have. Second is comes to the home expenses. For example, mortgage or rent that you are paying currently, or electricity bill, or gas or oil bill, water, sewers, trash, anything that you cost you monthly expenses, phone, cable, satellite, internet, furnishes, appliances that you might purchase or you are leasing it, lawn garden expenses that you do, you are hiring a gardener to landscape your property, that's your monthly expense. Home supplies, you buy things for the maintenance of the home. These are all your expenses. And if you are doing a home maintenance, so basically we're trying to get to know you, your income. Now you want to talk about your home expenses. So then if there is an improvement that you have to make, maybe some, let's say you have a garage door opener and it's not working. Your garage door is old, you want to upgrade that. So that's a cost, and that we will consider that as a part of the budget to see how you can handle that. So this will be all expenses that will be put together as a home expenses. Now you also will have to have a living expenses. So basically your income is one source. Then you have a home expenses, which relates to the property. Either you're buying a new one or you already have one and you're buying a second property. So groceries, how much money do you spend on grocery every month? Personal supplies, hygiene, shaving kit, or makeup, or whatever. And then clothing, how much money you spend. Basically, just say you spend $2,000 a year. So you divide over per monthly, divide by 12, and that give you your monthly expense. Let's say $100, $150 a month that you spend on the clothing. Then you have a cleaning supplies. You buy detergent, you buy things in the house, dishwasher supplies. If you have an animal in the house, you're feeding the animal. That's your expenses. And dining, eat out. For example, you take the family out and you spend twice a month, once a month. You go out. Right now, because of coronavirus, we are not going out too much, but we're still ordering the food in. Either we're picking it up or we are have them delivered and pay for it. Dry cleaning, and you allocate so much money. If you are in a business where you need to dress up, you need to have a good cleaning done on your clothes. You take it to dry cleaner and suit, tie, jackets, whatever. That's expense. It's a way of style that you adopted for yourself. That's what it's going to be. Then you have a salon or barber. You go for a haircut once a month, cost you $25, $30. Girls, boys, girls can spend up to $50, $200 a month. So this is the cost. So getting to know you is part of that, to see how careful we are to determine how much money you spend it, how much money you need, and how much money you need to save in your account. And we're going to go through this list. Then you have any discretionary expenses, some hobby, you joining a club or something. That's a part and parcel. So this will create, now you have an income, this is one, you have a home expenses, you have a daily expenses. Now you have created a total. Then you say, okay, education, because you have young kids. So music lesson for the children, or tuition fee you pay for the son or daughter go to school. That is also part of the expense. So now you have income. We know about your home expenses. We know your daily living expenses. We know about education and the tuition program. On the saving side, so this is income and expenses that give you minus them, that become your net income. Then we look at as a part of the budget, it says how much saving you have for the emergency fund, and how much money that you save you transfer to the saving funds, and any retirement RSP or TFSA you have, any investment you have, any college fund that you have put together, those are budget. So this is all become your saving. Now, that's your gross income, which your income minus all these expenses. Then you add your saving that you have. Now, as a part of the obligation, do you have any student loans or any loans, car loans, credit card loans, MasterCard, Visa card, American Express? If you have used them, those becomes your obligation to pay them out. Alimony, child support, if people, two man and husband are separated. Federal taxes that you owe money to the federal government. Any provincial municipal taxes that you owe, they need to be deducted. Any legal fees involved. So that's your total obligation. And then business expenses. For example, somebody is self-employed. Deductible expenses, that means if you're a self-employed and you use your vehicle for business, you can deduct expenses. Non-deductible expenses, for example, those things, clothing for real estate professional, you can do dry cleaning as much you want, but you won't be able to write them off. They're not deductible. So you create a business expense. Obviously, if you are self-employed, using a car, you're paying a car insurance, you're using gasoline, you're doing maintenance. These are allowable expenses. And you put them together. Then you say entertainment, video DVDs that you buy, music, games, rentals you buy, you rent it to play or thing. These are expenses. You go to movie, a theater recently has been kind of stopped because of coronavirus, but there's expense, the books, the hobbies, film or photos that you take, support, outdoor recreation, you go out for, skiing, pay fees, toys and gadgets. So these are entertainment expenses. Idea is for a mortgage broker to know how you are spending your money, the income you have, and you qualify for your mortgage. You can see how detailed this is. We know your income, we know your expenses, and how we are managing your financing. Are you able to qualify for the mortgage or not? People think about, oh, what's an application in, so and so can get it done. No, it's not proper. It's a regulatory requirement, ethical and moral, to make sure that you get the mortgage that you deserve and you easily handle the loan that you collect. You don't overburden yourself. We have talked about TDS and GDS, gross debt service, which includes everything except taxes and the lots of other loans. But TDS is a total debt service. I mean, all car payments, student loans, taxes, everything is included. MasterCard, Visa, everything is included. It's called, and if you exceed about 42%, you will be in a risk area. You may not qualify. It affects your rating as well. So this is why knowing your client is important, so you are able to give is concrete and sincere advice with benefit. Now, if you have children, we need to know if you have any medical requirement for children, any special clothing for children that you have to buy, school tuition fees, school lunch, school supplies, babysitting, toys and games. These are the budget that you have to allocate out of your income for children's support. Then you have a transportation. Remember, we talk about that. Vehicle payment. If you lease a car or a truck for your personal use, you have to make payment. You have to pay for the fuel. You have to pay bus, taxi if you're using it. These are all expenses. Any repair to the vehicle, registration, license renewal, that fall into a transportation. So we kind of separate those things to see how reasonably you are able to qualify, how much money you have allocated. Health, doctor, dentist, medicine, drugs, health club dues, emergency. So that relates to health. If you have a special need child or family member in your family, you have to allocate funds for that. Insurance, these are expenses. There's only few source of income, but the rest are expensive. So I'm telling you how detailed a mortgage agent broker will go to qualify you. Health, so we talk about health. Now insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, home rental. If you are renting it, you have to have insurance, life insurance. Something happens that the family is taking care of. So these are expenses you pay. So they are accounted for. There's expense. And that's why it tells us that you are a very prudent person. You are looking after your family. So it's called insurance expenses. So we're breaking down now. Then you have a charity. As a Canadian citizen, a good human being, you contribute. You give gift to charities. Gift giving. That means you are buying gift and you're giving to people. You go to charitable organization and you give donation to them for good causes. They are registered with CRA and you get a tax receipt. So you give that money, whatever money that you're giving, you have a budget for that. Religious donation, if you belong to a special faith group and you give donation. So basically they want you to budget that in order to get you a mortgage. You see how majority of us don't create budget, but really for a mortgage broker, a prudent mortgage broker to know his client, he has to ask this question to make sure you are allocating sufficient funds to meet the needs of daily usage of facilities, medicine, whatever. So now here's another one. Someone has a pet. I tell you, we have 2 Turkish Angora cats. It is expensive. It costs you a lot of money. It gives you lots of pleasure because if you are a human and you love pets, you have a kind heart. I tell you that pets will cost you more than a human because you care for them, they provide you a lot of love and they don't abuse you. And this is so beautiful. So you have a pet food, you have a medical visit. Humans, we have free medicals. Animals, you don't. And you buy toys, supplies, special food for your pet. So that's a pet budget. Then you have subscription. If you have tendency of reading newspaper, the magazine, and club membership. Some people are golf members of a golf club. So those are the fees. Then you also have to budget that. So what is the subscription for that? A monthly fee. Then you have vacation, travel, lodging, food, renting a car, entertainment. Because of coronavirus, everything has been shut down. So you have some saving coming to you. You can save it. But it's a part of a prudent planning, and for a mortgage broker to know you, we would like to know what is your plan for vacation? Are you reserving any fund or do you have funds? Because if you go out for vacation once a year or twice a year and you have income to justify it, it tells you that you're not compromising your trips to buy a property or a second property. That means you have resources, you have an income. But in the part of us to know about you, this is the requirement that we have to find out. Then we have a miscellaneous. When bank fees is a miscellaneous, if you send out letters, you use postage. Right now, WhatsApp and Facebook, Skype has really hurt the posting through Canada Post. People are not using postage, but that's a cost. You have to kind of consider that. At the end, you have a total income and you minus all expenses, then you have a net money left with you. So gross debt service is a new mortgage payment. Let's say we calculate the mortgage and you're paying $3,000 a month. And that's $3,000 a month. Let's assume you're paying $500 property taxes, and there's no condo fee, and heat component, let's say, is $300. So 3,000, you have 500 for the taxes, so 3,500, and heat 300, so $3,800 that you need for to carry a new mortgage. And based on your income, we can see that you can do that. Therefore, you are a good client and you qualify. And then we look at the suitability of the product. Today, I'm only talking about client. And next time we talk about suitability. Suitability is part and parcel with type of mortgage that you're looking for. I think there are a couple of programs that I did which I explain different type of mortgages. So now we're going to go step by step. So know your client. So now, in order for us, and this form that we created, when you come to us, and we're going to send you this form, fill it out. And you're going to sign a waiver that you have seen this form and you have provided this information. It's an important parcel with your mortgage application. It's more detailed. The real thing is knowing your client is that once we have all the detail, we are mitigating the risk. We're trying to eliminate the risk and not to recommend you a product that will cause problem, is not suitable for you. So and then at the end, we will say, okay, here is a sample form. It's called Know Your Client. So we will ask you to sign this for us that we have discussed with you all the details and you have provided us accurate information, and then you sign off on that and you put a date on it. This is the honest truth. That means as a mortgage principal broker, I have done my part to make sure that my client is financially sound. He has a good income. He or she has a good income. They have a budget for transportation, for health, insurance, charity giving, pet, subscription, education, student loans, everything. And they have a total good income minus these expenses. With the mortgage that we are recommending and the taxes they're going to pay and maintenance, they can afford it. It's called, now since we have included everything, it's called GDS. But if we include all taxes, all Visa, MasterCard, it's called TDS. So as long as TDS is close to or less than 42%, you will qualify for the mortgage. So I hope that you understand the purpose of telling you know your client is how important it is for mortgage agent, broker, and the principal broker. I'm a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgaging. We take this precaution to protect the integrity of our mortgage profession, to make sure you understand that we are there to help you. And if a particular product doesn't suit you, we will look for options where it's possible. Again, at the end of the day, it is you as a consumer has to bear the brunt of the payments. And we make sure that you are able to handle the burden that you want to wish. There is always a wish list. I want this, I want this. We look at what are your needs, what are the essentials, and then we look at the budget and calculate that and see if you can handle that. And as long as you're comfortable to do your all the other activities that are dear to you and enjoy the life, and the mortgage is determined based on your income and affordability. So this is Know Your Client from Tahir Qureshi. I'm a principal broker. My license is MO8002130, and I'm principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. Our license number is 13421. If you have any questions and if you are seeking a mortgage, you can visit express-mortgage.ca and you can apply online, or there are lots of glossaries and other information available to you to educate yourself when you're seeking a mortgage. We mortgage broker have access to multiple source of revenue lenders, and we have the ability to buy down the rates to get a better rate for our client. So if you are looking for a mortgage, you are a realtor or you are a consumer looking for a mortgage, feel free to give me a call. My office number is 905-785-9926. And my cell number is 416-451-3489. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I am the host of Mortgage Coffee Talk. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon, next Monday at 7 p.m. local time. Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank our all health staff, doctors, nurses, police, emergency health department for putting their life online for our safety. May God bless and keep you safe. May God bless Canada. Thank you very much for watching.